Good evening and welcome to your daily dose of SirToshi's news. Today's date is Monday, the 20th of June 2022. Without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Right, let's get into these articles. I want to see this turmoil going on in the markets. Look at this. So, Phil Back here said early this morning, this was on June 18th, early this morning, one sell order of 653 BTC took 5.9% off Corecoin's price in one trade. MicroStrategy owns 129,218 Corecoin BTC. What happens when they're forced to liquidate? Exactly, it's a position that's open. It's ridiculous. They're just disrespecting Bitcoin, trying to trade this shit. Well, you can trade BTC all day long. That's going to zero. But it's just ridiculous that these people haven't really figured out that it's a medium of exchange. Absolutely insane. But there we go. Look at that. Somebody absolutely shitting it. One sell order of 653 BTC. Oh my goodness. Taking 5.9% off the price. That is huge. That is somebody losing faith in BTC, as they rightly should do. But crikey Moses, that's a what? Maybe did they actually make a profit? It fell from a mighty high price. Maybe they were just sort of like saving what they could left. But crikey, that is a huge sell order. That's not something that somebody does lightly, and when you're holding that much, you really should have nerves or balls of steel, at least, because, whales could afford to lose that much, but, really early holders, it's still a huge amount, my goodness. Whew. So I thought this bit was funny. Lindsay Revel said here, the biggest threat to BTC this bear market is something that happened on May 3rd, 2022, something that CoinDesk, Bitcoin Magazine and Financial Times has not reported. Nor has Coinbase disclosed this material event to its shareholders. Why is everyone so quiet? And this was the article here where it said, Bitcoin creator launches IP, that's intellectual property, claims against digital currency exchanges. London, 3rd May 2022, Dr. Craig Wright, the inventor of the first successful electronic cash system, Bitcoin, together with two companies associated with him, Wright International Investments Limited and Wright International Investments UK Limited, have filed intellectual property claims against two cryptocurrency exchanges, Kraken and Coinbase, Nasdaq Coin, for misrepresenting that the digital asset Bitcoin called BTC is Bitcoin. And again, we know that's what caused the dump in the price, but they are never going to admit it because the whole space is corrupt. Corruption is rife. Like, oh my goodness me, actually that looks quite good. Might even use that as a thumbnail for this. Who knows? But that is huge news. My goodness me. Check this one out. So obviously we've just been seeing a massive dip in the price of BTC. Binance bought $2 billion worth of Corecoin BTC over the weekend in an attempt to stabilize the price. So again, market manipulation. Would you believe it? $2 billion is quite a lot of money, but still relatively small for Binance, kind of chump change. But nothing compared to the wallet of Satoshi Nakamoto himself, who might possibly be behind this. Who knows? He might be just letting all these Ponzi schemes collapse on themselves, because that's what they will do over time. Ponzi schemes get bigger and bigger and bigger until they just simply cannot survive. There's too much weight and they can't get enough investment in for the next round to pay everybody off, and then they collapse and people do a runner. But the people who organise this have already cashed out. That is what they do. That's how Ponzi schemes work. Crazy. So I might actually have a quick look at the prices while we're here. Be rude not to. Let's have a look at this. Oh, Bitcoin 64.46. Loving that. Is that an angel number? Let's have a look at Corecoin BTC. Oh, it's 20,251. Let's have a look at what they what happened over the weekend. So look at that. Look at that. That is a CZ from Binance trying to save this piece of utter garbage. We could probably see this actually. BTC USD. Let's have a look at the candles. We'll do this 6 hourly. Look at, there it is. Look at that. Binance trying to step in and save the day, but it's not going to work. It does nothing. If something is useless, it is worthless. It's as simple as that. Oh my goodness me. Talking about oh my goodness me, have a look at this. This one, I mean, literally, we're just reading this for a laugh, to be honest with you. Ben Armstrong BitBoy is filing a class action lawsuit against Celsius and its CEO. Good luck with that, mate. You know, I mean, like, this is a guy that tells everybody to buy all the shit coins like Cardano, even though it's only mined by Input-Output Hong Kong. You know, constantly going on about Coolcoin BTC. Has no idea, look, he's got a Binance shirt on there. You know, I mean, again, you know, Binance trades against their own customers, just as BitMEX were doing. You know, exchanges go down conveniently and all this kind of stuff. Absolutely insane. But let's read this, see what it says, just for a laugh. YouTuber Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy, is filing a class action lawsuit against Celsius and its CEO, Alex Mashinsky. Ben runs a YouTube... I mean, what do they hope to get from this? It's going to go bust. They've got no money. Ben runs a YouTube channel that goes by the name BitBoy with over 1.45 million subscribers. Pretty impressive. Hopefully I'll get more than that on my show. Justin, YouTuber behavior. The prominent crypto staking and lending platform Celsius is witnessing a downfall with speculation piling up one over the other. The Celsius network had a particularly turbulent weekend. The platform was chastised for its poor financial management. In May, the crypto staking network reportedly had 1.7 million users and $12 billion in customer holdings. Oh my God. I didn't know. I had no idea it was that big. Honestly, these lending platforms, these Ponzi schemes, these shitcoins, honestly, I couldn't care. I really couldn't care. There's so much going on and it's just such a load of shit. But, you know, you realise how big it is when you read these numbers at the end when it comes crashing down. $12 billion. Oh my God. In the midst of it all, Celsius wrote a blog post announcing the suspension of withdrawals, swaps and transfers. The platform said that the extreme market conditions, well, they kind of came from out of nowhere, really. It wasn't really that extreme. Prompted it to do so in a lengthy blog post. The blog post stated that the steps have been taken to stabilise the liquidity and operations of Celsius. Polite way of saying it. It is important to note that Celsius had completely halted swaps, withdrawals and trading for 3 days straight. The platform that promised users that they could withdraw their crypto anytime has held it under their custody for 3 days. Yeah, good grief. Celsius to face further trouble with BitBoy's lawsuit, Ben Armstrong tweeted that he would begin the process of a class action lawsuit against Celsius and Alex. To add to the already facing battles, now Celsius might have to face further troubles in court. Ben claims that he is one of the affected and will deliver more details about the lawsuit in the coming days. I mean, he probably had quite a lot of money in there, to be honest with you. But it was all in Coolcoin BTC. You know, it's absolutely worthless. It's absolutely worthless. I can't state that enough. You know, it's not about dirty dollars. It's not about BTC. It's about how many genuine Bitcoin you've got. BSV, it is the world's only, ever, and first digital commodity backed by the value of data sovereignty, making it the most valuable commodity on Earth because it is an extension of our own personal freedoms. It's just absolutely massive. Yeah, when you commoditize something that's actually made of light and energy, you know, I mean, it's just a phenomenal combination. The cheapest form of medium of exchange and the most valuable use case on Earth because it means that data is now secure. Data is now immutable because it is secured by an economically competitive distributed network and it's not centralized, which means it can be commoditized and money can run on it. It's the only network that can support CBDCs and everything else. But when CBDCs are on it, it means those who create the CBDCs can't control them, which is how it should be. But we know that's not what they want them for. So they're kind of screwed, really. Check this out. I was just reliably informed that 4 new patents have been granted to N-Chain. Look at this. So this one was published on the 16th of June. Number 1, system and method for hierarchical token distribution on blockchain networks. And another one also on the same day, publication info, blockchain implemented method and system. Another one, flow control for probabilistic relay in a blockchain network. Again on the same day. And then just before that, there was short transaction identifier, collision detection and reconciliation. You know, I mean, N-Chain absolutely on fire. I mean, look at all these patents that they've got. Look, N-Chain. I've been through all this. There's literally like 7 pages, you know, and it's all N-Chain. Literally thousands of blockchain technology patents. Like, absolutely phenomenal. So, loving that. We'll just read this article here on Solana. Solana DeFi platform votes to control whale accounts in bid to avoid liquidation chaos. This is another shitcoin. An absolute example of why they are so shit. I mean, what is this? SolLend users voted to grant emergency power to SolLend Labs to temporarily take over the whale's account. I mean, what is this? This is communism. You know, this is where's all this, you know, Bitcoin gives you freedom and stuff, and Solana is freezing people's accounts. It's like Justin Trudeau. Users of Solana-based borrowing and lending services SolLend voted Sunday to force a takeover of the protocol's largest account. A whale, whose extremely large margin position was getting, according to SolLend contributors, dangerously close to a catastrophic on-chain liquidation cliff. The unprecedented governance vote, SolLend's first, will grant SolLend Labs emergency powers to liquidate. I mean, this is outrageous. To liquidate the whale's vulnerable assets at around $20 million in Sol via over-the-counter OTC trades instead of decentralized exchanges, where decentralized finance DeFi liquidations usually occur if the price of Sol drops too low. Dear, oh dear. So when they're doing OTC trades, it doesn't actually affect the market, because when you're doing it on an exchange, you actually have the forces of supply and demand on there, whereas OTC is effectively like a private sale. SolLend Labs said on-chain liquidations of the whale positions could cause chaos in Solana's DeFi markets. Yeah, it could wipe it out. Another one. See you go, shit. There you go, shitcoins. Doing so over an OTC service would likely avoid such an outcome, but it also usurps entirely the smart contract code protocol SolLend programmatically follows for every other borrower liquidation. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Totally centralized. I mean, this is what all the shitcoiners will tell you Bitcoin was trying to avoid. Remember, they use the words decentralized and centralized because they are generic terms, because they can't use the proper economic terms of commoditized and securitized. You know, honestly, absolute joke. Again, this is a similar article here. SolLend invalidates Solana whale wallet takeover plan with second governance vote. Shocking. Look at this. Sam Bankman-Friedman and Alameda step in to prevent crypto collapse contagion and more market manipulation. Celsius recovery plan proposed amid a community-led short squeeze attempt. I mean, look, top 5 cryptocurrencies to watch this week: BTC, Sol, Litecoin, Link, BSV. Oh, BSV's in there. Oh, come on, top 5? Well, that's certainly not in terms of market capitalization, but wow, I can't believe it. Let's have a quick look at that. Cointelegraph reporting on BSV. Come on. Let's have a quick look, see if we can find out. Do we get a mention in one of these charts? Come on. Sol USD. Oh, Litecoin. Are we going to be right down the bottom? There at BSV USD. Bitcoin at BSV has formed a broad... Oh, God. Trading analysis crap. You know, whatever. It's the only digital protocol with any fundamental value. That's all you need to know. My goodness me. Right, so yeah, just quickly then, Again, tokens run on coins. Tokens are security offerings. They're made up on the spot. Just like pre-mined coins, they are made up on the spot on their network. Proof of stake has got no economic competition between them, so it's still a centralized network. Without competition, you simply get collusion. But with proof of work networks, you need a fixed supply, economic competition, lock protocol, infinite scale, and a chain of signatures. And the only digital asset with economic commodity value, due to having these 5 principal constructs of commoditization, is the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin BSV. All other coin protocols are worthless security offerings. There we go. 40 minutes, 15 minutes. We'll leave you there. Hope you enjoyed the show. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.